The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Freedom March is powered by BTC.
Members of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, along with members of the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union and an umbrella union, protested on Sydney Poitiers Bridge. And this was in protest of Atlantis. The workers has threatened that they will close down the Paradise Island Bridge in protest over the failure of Atlantis to provide the workers with an 8% increase. So this is what is happening there, and we are watching to see whether or not the workers will be effective in really closing down Atlantis. Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here on the island of New Providence, really in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, I welcome you to Freedom March.
Thanks so much. Good to be here.
And of course, today happens to be Thursday, the 25th of January 2024. So these are some of the things that is happening. And of course, yesterday, the Free National Movement held a protest outside of the House of Assembly. We look at what did their protests achieve. So it's a wonderful day here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So I want folks to relax, and of course, my spiritual advisor, you are ready for today's journey.
Well, I guess as ready as can be. Today's just one of those days.
This is great. So folks, just hold on for a few seconds. You may not believe me, I have just gotten up. I've been in the back of the studio catching a wonderful, beautiful nap. So I'm up and I'm trying to catch myself. So we shall see what we shall see when we come back to deal with the issue. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. Hold on, everybody. Let's see what the topics are today. We'll be right back after the break.
Mark, if I'm not mistaken, we got to read today from the book of Mark, chapter 14, verse 13 to 21. And oh, did you get it? No? All right, so that's all right. Let me just read it quickly. It says, so Jesus sent two of his disciples, telling them, go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him. Say to the owner of the house he enters, the teacher asks, where is my guest room, where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? He will show you a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Make preparations there for us. The disciples left and went into the city and found things just as Jesus had told them. So they prepared the Passover. When evening came, Jesus arrived with the 12, and while they were reclining at the table eating, he said, truly I tell you, one of you will betray me, one who is eating with me. They were silent, and one by one they said to him, surely you don't mean me. It is one of the 12, he replied, one who dips bread in the bowl with me. The Son of Man will go, just as it is written about him. But woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. it would be better for him if he had not been born. Mark chapter 14, 13 to 21. I read from the NIV. The word of God is blessed. Amen. Thank you, Senator.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Okay.
Well, folks, we are all aware that Parliament met yesterday, and one of the major topics that was discussed was a proposed amendment to the Bail Act, which was moved by Prime Minister Philip Davis. But apparently yesterday, the Attorney General, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, held a press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister, and he pointed out that as a part of the strategy, and I'm quoting him, quote, Crackdown 24, it was important for that proposed amendment to the Bail Act. And of course, the Attorney General has pointed out that this is so important, and starting immediately, every time one violates the bail, well, it's jail, he says. So these are some of the development that is taking place, and I want citizens to review the proposed amendment which was introduced yesterday in the Honorable House of Assembly by Prime Minister Philip Davis, with a view to making suggestion, but with a view by either contradicting to the extent that there can be contradictions, and or supporting and or strengthening the proposed amendment. This becomes very important in the aftermath of the many violent crimes which are being committed here on the island of New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Abaco. And of course, all of us are aware that at least for the beginning of the year, we have had at least 17, perhaps 19 murders, if I'm correct, here on the island of New Providence. So that is the controversial debate. And of course, there are people who are members of the legal profession who is objecting to the proposed amendment. And of course, it means that every citizen who supports it must stand their ground and continue to encourage the government to push the amendment. I want to go one step further by suggesting that many of those who are currently on bail should never have been on bail. But we have to start at some positive point, and perhaps this is the point where an amendment is introduced whereby you violate the bail, bam, you will be dealt with severely. Bradley Roll, any comments on that?
No, that's okay. That's fine.
Very well. So these are some of the issues which are affecting the country. And of course, we await to see what will be the comments of the official opposition. And of course, for those of you who are following the debate in the Parliament, it appears that Prime Minister Philip Davis may have accused opposition leader Michael Pintard of a very serious act. You are aware that in the Free National Movement, there has been many allegations of internal violence. There's been allegation by a former worst chairman of the Free National Movement who has accused the party, that's the FNM, of inflicting violence upon him, and that at one point he was job kicked outside of the FNM and he was hurt very badly. Well, as a result of that, the police has been investigating to see whether or not there is any evidence to show that he has been a victim of FNM crime. It appears that in the Honorable House of Assembly, Prime Minister Philip Davis has suggested that the opposition leader Michael Pintard might be a person of interest, might be a person whom the police may want to speak to with reference to this fiasco which has been inflicted upon a fellow co-FNM member and officer. So this is becoming a very interesting matter in view of the fact that crime is on the increase, crime is permeating the society, and of course, it is with the greatest regret when I learned that the Prime Minister has suggested that the Free National Movement leader, this is the King's leader, as you are aware, Michael Pintard, holds a constitutional position, and constitutionally he is the leader of the King's opposition. And for the King's Prime Minister to suggest that the King's leader of the opposition might be a person that the King's Commissioner of Police may need to talk to, it suggests to me that justice has been stabbed in her most vital parts. My spiritual advisor, do you want to comment on that one?
Well, I mean, if you can explain what this person of interest mean, if the police says that you're a person of interest, what is the interest? They're interested in talking to you?
Well, let's look at it. If there is a criminal investigation,
Right.
so if there's a criminal investigation, suppose in this case, let's use this evidence. What is the name of Mr. Johnson? Richard Johnson. Everybody knows he's the vice chairman of the Free National Movement. You will recall.
He's the what?
The vice chairman.
He's the worst compared to who?
That's his office. He's
The worst sort of, what are you trying to say, vice?
my spiritual advisor. He's one of the vice chairman of the Free National Movement.
God, what is this?
And everybody knows that Richard Johnson has alleged that at the F&M headquarters on Mackey Street, he was beaten up. They drop-kicked him, he was punched, he was struck, they've thrown him to the ground. And he has lodged a criminal complaint with the police.
Yes, we understand that.
So if then I was present, and I thank God I was in there that night, and he tells the police that I was there, then I would become a person whom the police would regard as a suspect, a person of interest. So it suggests that perhaps when Richard was drop-kicked, when he was beaten up, when he was thrown down, it suggests that the opposition leader must have been nearby, to the extent that the police would be interested in talking to him. It isn't that the police is suggesting that he has committed a crime, but because
they may have information that they could use then,
yes,
to solve the matter.
Yes, he having been very close to what has taken place, he perhaps would be able to say to the police, no, I did not see Brother Richard Johnson drop kick. Yes, I saw him. And since I'm the leader, I know all F&Ms. So the person who drop kicked him was not an F&M, or the fellow who drop kicked him was an F&M. So he becomes a very valuable witness.
Right.
And that becomes very important in helping the police to solve this problem, because Michael Pintard is leader of the opposition. It's a constitutional position. His blessed sovereign, King Charles III, would be very displeased if he were to learn that the opposition leader
was involved in something like that.
Oh, yes.
It's disappointing, yeah.
He would be very...
Let's just hope it's not the interest of criminality, but the interest of information to help them solve whatever it is that they need to deal with as far as satisfying Richard Johnson's complaint. Let's just hope it is that, other than either conspiracy or... Well, it was not direct involvement because he wasn't really in that vicinity. He may have been on the compound.
But you cannot say where he was.
He was...
No, you...
Let me ask a question.
Don't do that.
Where did they drop kick Richard Johnson?
At the
outside or inside?
At the F&M.
Outside or inside?
I'm not sure. I got the impression...
Now you see the problem?
My spiritual advisor, what do you want? I don't want to speculate. See, we could speculate.
I don't know if it's... I don't know if that happened... See, I don't know if that happened inside.
We would have...
Because if it did happen inside, that could have been easily resolved.
Well, let's...
Remember now, I think they were trying to find some nearby camera footage to give them some information as to who may have been in a particular area at that time. So obviously, that was an incident that took place on the outside, on the compound, rather than on the inside. All right?
Well,
so
once again...
it doesn't place Michael Pintard on the outside where the incident actually took place.
Yeah, but at this stage, it becomes dangerous to speculate as to where the opposition leader was. I'm not certain where he was saved, that I can say he was at the property of the Free National Movement. And if you are going to kick Richard Johnson, the kind of man Richard Johnson is, all kicking of him would have to start on the inside of the headquarters, because that is where the row was, that is where the agitation was, that is where they move to deal with him.
On the outside?
So, no. My spiritual advisor, it started on the inside of the headquarters.
Right.
So all drop kicking.
How did it end outside?
Well, Richard had to run. You see?
I'll have to go and look at the story.
Well, you can look at the story, but Richard would have had to run, and as he ran, he would be in a position to say to the police, why I run and who I run it from.
It's nothing to laugh at, son.
Well, what you want me to do? I'm an F&M.
Seems as if you're glorying in this.
No, I'm not glorying in it.
But it seems as if you're getting off.
So you don't want me to report the story?
Don't laugh, Santa.
My spiritual
a person
advisor,
being dropkicked is not a laughing matter.
Well, in the F&M, it appears to be a laughing matter because they continue to drop kick Richard. And there have been F&Ms who have justified him being drop kicked. He's loud, he's obnoxious, he doesn't know how to behave.
So it means you can drop kick a person if they're loud.
Well, you have to ask.
Yeah, be careful what you're suggesting, you know.
I'm not suggesting anything other than giving you the facts. I'm not suggesting anything. I would never drop kick Richard. I don't care how arrogant he is. I don't care how much support he gives to Dr. Minnis. Yeah, I'll be angry if Richard tells me he wants Dr. Minnis back. I'll be upset. But that is not enough for me to drop kick him. That is not enough for me to run him out of the office, run him into the yard, and beat him up. He will never get beat up.
Right. But,
okay?
you know, yeah. So, you know, in situations like that, professional men must learn how to control their emotions when a person seems to either irate them or draw them to, you know, push them in the corner. Now, I'm impressed with the police officer who, at the House of Assembly, sorry, that's what my grandmother would say, she's on my mind. At the House of Assembly, I saw Richard Johnson verbally abusing a police officer, right? But you see that police officer, he restrained himself, right? So you see how...
I don't know if you're being fair to Richard Johnson.
He called the police officer garbage. He said, you use garbage, man.
Yeah, but there's a context.
That wasn't fair for him.
But there's a context you are ignoring.
What's the context?
They're one.
Yeah, but that still doesn't give him the right.
They are one.
Who's one?
Both of them.
But let me ask you a question. Did you see the video where he called this police officer
My
garbage?
spiritual advisor, they are one.
Okay, so that was right what Richard did. That's what you're saying?
I've not raised
so
the
what
issue.
one get to do with him insulting a police officer, though?
Let me explain to you. If you are an F&M, and I am an F&M.
I don't know that police officer to be.
I didn't ask you what you know.
No, I say I don't know.
We're not
so that's
talking
fine
about
for
what
me.
you know.
What you know?
I am telling you a proposition. They are one.
One like how?
Precisely what you think I mean.
They are the same party?
Wow, you're brilliant. So they are one.
So they have the right to insult each other.
They are one. Well, shucks in the F&M.
You know what? Let's move on.
No. You're not going to stop me.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm done with that, man.
Well, can you keep quiet?
Your sense of reason seems to be somewhat distorted.
What is the fact here? You have left the issue and you've gone to the House of Assembly when that's not an issue.
I just want to draw a point in that professional men need to...
prejudicing
No.
the matter against Richard Johnson. What Richard Johnson and that police experience has nothing to do with the criminal investigation which is being conducted by the Commissioner of Police, which has led the Prime Minister to suggest that the opposition leader, Michael Pintard, is a person of interest.
But yet there's a principle, and that all I'm saying is that police officer held himself, he restrained himself, he didn't get involved with
You
trying to...
don't know what
you know?
the facts are on that.
So we move on.
No, you move on. But you don't know what the facts is on that. I think you are being prejudicial by raising a non-issue.
I was trying to draw an illustration.
No, but that was unfair. That was unfair.
It just wasn't a good illustration as far as you're concerned.
But and I'll give you the reason for that. I am saying
right.
to you that the two of them are colleagues. They're not strangers. This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Rodney Roll is my spiritual advisor. Prime Minister Philip Davis yesterday announced that opposition leader Michael Pintard is a person of interest in the Richard Johnson matter. God save Michael Pintard. God save the king. Will the police be impartial? Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. As we discuss the legalization of dope, the legalization of marijuana, on the island of Grand Bahama, the police has revealed during a town hall meeting that there has been at least 2 citizens who apparently died, and when they examined their blood, they found evidence of a serious piece of drugs. So I want you to bear with me. I must take this call. Just bear with me for a second. Don't say anything. They will hear your voice. If you have any updates, you can send me a text. Do well, comrade. Thank you. Yeah. The police held a town meeting, and there's this drug. You will forgive me because this drug is so dangerous, and it's such a big kind of drugs with a big kind of name that I lack the gift. I lack the capacity to pronounce it. But I should spell it to you. I'm certain that my spiritual advisor, he has the gift to pronounce it. So let's see what the reports are, because I need every Bahamian throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to join me in telling our government not to legalize dangerous marijuana dope, no matter what argument is advanced. Because every day, the high school children, they're making a variety of marijuana dope pastries. And I'm going to suggest to you that a lot of this killing that is taking place in our society is linked to a variety of dope and drugs. And that is why a lot of these people are as if they are the living dead. 2 Grand Bahama deaths with, I'll spell the word for you, Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
How's it pronounced?
Fentanyl.
My spiritual advisor says fentanyl.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Spell it again.
Let's spell it again, my spiritual advisor. Fentanyl.
Yeah, fentanyl. Well, that could be the pronouncement.
Or is it fentanyl?
Spell it. F-E-N.
F-E-N?
Mm-hmm.
Fen. T-A-N. Tan. Y-L-L. Fentanyl. When I went to school,
F-E-N-T-E-N.
if they had this kind of dope, it was hidden. So I've never heard about this dope until I saw it in the media today.
Spell it again. F-E-N.
F-E-N.
Mm-hmm.
T-A-N-Y-L.
Okay.
So they found at least 2 citizens in Grand Bahamas, with fentanyl in their system this year. This 2024.
Fentanyl?
Grand Bahama has already recorded 2 deaths of people found with fentanyl in their system in 2024, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles, who said the drug was found in one person who died on the island last year. She said investigations are continuing into the death of Robin Gentile, also known as Tubby, from Hopetown, a 23-year-old man who died on January 7th after he reportedly ingested an unknown pill while at a nightclub in Grand Bahama. I cannot say, says the Assistant Commissioner of Police, that the young man overdosed on fentanyl. But what I can say is that the presence of fentanyl was in his system. So I think it's very important for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and particularly the people of Grand Bahama and the people of Hopetown, Abaco. Now, in more recent time, there are a lot of people I've observed, when they go to nightclubs, they leave their liquor and they go and dance. And their liquor is not guarded. It's very dangerous. You walk away, some evil person can spike your liquor. And the next thing you know, you become intoxicated and you begin to act like you are a jack. So it's important, therefore, that if you leave your drink on the table, if you do not have trustworthy people, when you return, you should not drink it, because people are very dangerous. That's one. The next thing is, if you are consuming alcohol, why do you need a rush? Why do you need to take rum with pills? Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to stimulate your heart? Why do you need to poison your system? So I'm going to call on young people, when you go to the nightclub and you're about to go on the floor to skank, you take your stitchy with you. You don't leave your beer bottle on the table. You do not leave your cup on the table. You take it with you, or you take your last drink, gobble everything down, then go on the floor and skank. That's very, very important in this wicked, wicked age where people can do all kind of nonsense that will disrupt your life, that will destroy your life. So we have these young people, and based on their age, they're not supposed to die now. If you're 22, 23, you're not supposed to die now. You're supposed to live at least an additional 70 years. All right? And it is very tragic when you begin to learn that these young people are dying prematurely. And one of the ways we can avoid that kind of death is to make sure that if you are consuming any alcoholic drink, you do not mix it with any medication. It's dangerous. It's deadly. It can do things to your heart. It can stimulate your heart in such a manner that the next thing you know, you can suffer a stroke, you can suffer a heart attack, something may happen in your brain, and the next thing you know, pop! So I want to say that to young people. I'm very concerned, and I call on the people of Grand Bahama. I call on the people of Grand Bahama, no more drinking of any alcoholic beverages with drugs. Okay? And if you're going to take drugs, you make sure that a medical doctor prescribes it for you. And that is very important. And of course, on Hopetown, what the hell Gentile doing taking that kind of pills? I'm very upset over that. My spiritual advisor, the police has revealed that on the island of Grand Bahama for the year 2024, at least 2 men have died And when they examined their blood,
Wow.
they found these drugs in their system. So thank God the police was very efficient in terms of being suspicious, in terms of having an analysis of their blood. And look what comes up.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's one of the drugs that the United States right now is up in arms with their population of warning them about it.
The Americans-
It's a very, yeah, man, fentanyl is especially in
American
Florida.
drug?
In Florida, well, I'm trying to read upon it, and it says fentanyl is a potent synthetic piperidine opioid and is primarily used in analgesic or oh man, I can't pronounce this word. Anyhow, it says it is 50 times more potent than heroin. Wow.
Really?
And,
How the hell did I get here?
and it's 100 times more potent than morphine. What
Really?
is this?
I wonder what happened to our border patrol and border control agents.
Analgesic. Anyhow, its primary clinical utility is in pain management for cancer patients and those recovering from painful surgery. So fentanyl is also used as a sedative. And depending on the method of delivery, fentanyl can be very fast-acting, and ingesting a relatively small quantity can cause overdose. So no wonder why this drug is controlled. But if it gets on the streets, there's no control, because those who are using it won't know how to administer it. So it's this is a killer. This is a killer drug, primarily because if it gets on the streets, you know, you don't know how to use it properly. Wow.
Well, to begin with,
Wow.
it's a medication, if I'm to follow you, which should be prescribed by a medical doctor. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So what the hell
It's
are you doing?
serious if it's controlled by doctors. It's not supposed to be anywhere in the streets. So you can only find the same as if in hospitals, because that's the safest place for it to be, because it is used for cancer patients and people who recover from surgeries. And if you have excruciating pain after surgery, then they use this drug to help relieve the pain. But why would they want this on the streets?
Well, obviously somebody's making money off it, right? If you
But what does it do? Well, they say it's a sedative, so
well, get you high,
yeah,
get you
use it to
stupid,
sedate you.
and it will wreck your life. So we have to
Boy.
tell our people, please do not take any medication which has not been prescribed for you by a medical doctor. Here in the Bahamas, I've had medical doctors who have alleged that they have had experiences with American tourists who showed up at their clinic and demanded a certain kind of medication. And upon questioning that American citizen, they discover that that person was on drugs, and that they had to case out some of those Americans and run them out of their clinics, because what they were in effect doing was attempting to abuse a relationship and to have the doctor issue to them the drugs. So I want medical doctors to be on their guards. I want pharmacists to be on their guards. And I want them to remember, no medication is to be issued to anyone unless they go to a medical doctor and produces a prescription. And then, when the prescription do come in, if you are still suspicious, you tell that person to sit up front, and you then call the doctor to determine whether or not he or she did in fact wrote the prescription. So it's very, very important, because it's a very wicked world, and people on drugs, people have all sorts of issues, and in some instances there are people who are really sick and they're looking for medication to ease some of their pains, okay? There are some people, but it's a sad day to learn that on the island of Grand Bahama, 2 deaths, and that is tragic. And these are young people. So it's the duty of families and friends to warn their loved ones, warn their sons, and say, listen, we just heard Monica talking about these drugs that people are taking. For heaven's sake, don't take it. Don't destroy your life. Don't ruin your life. Very, very important. Okay? Any more comments on this, my spiritual advisor?
No, drugs is not my kind of thing. But it's good to warn people against, especially this particular drug, because I've seen a lot of news clippings and, of course, videos over the last few months, especially in the Florida area, where this drug has become popular. I understand that you can actually order this online if you want.
Really?
And this drug has been around for years, yeah. But for some strange reason, it's got the attention of some folks who believe that they should try it. And it's been detrimental in most cases because it's really caused a lot of concern on the streets in California, New York, and also Florida as well. In my mind, I'm hoping it doesn't jump over the seas to the Bahamas. But you know,
jump over the seas?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I just hope it didn't, find its way here. But it's impossible. It will, that's how it is. We're just so close to the United States that anything that's going on there will happen here eventually. But it's unfortunate. Say no to drugs. That's one of the most powerful statements you could ever make.
Yeah.
Say no.
Who said those words?
Was it Nancy Reagan?
It was Mrs. Nancy Reagan.
Say no to drugs,
she
man.
Said, say no to drugs. Yeah. And after she said, say no to drugs, every time I see drugs, I say, no! Nancy Reagan tell me that.
Yeah.
So I want to appeal to the United States Embassy in this war against drug. I call on the American Embassy to help to block these dangerous dope from coming into the country, okay? I don't want any dope in this country because we are a safe people, and drugs and its abuse is very, very sinful. And I call on the American Embassy to help me to continue to save these people from death and hell, and it's powerful. Well, talking about that, there's another drugs that I have to discuss. I'm just annoyed that I have to discuss these drugs, but I'm going to talk about it because in my capacity as leader of the people, I'm called upon to discuss drugs. And sometimes these drugs are so sinful, and these drugs, they're very sinful. Now, it has been drawn to my attention that there is a man who's 74 years old, and he's still interested in the flesh. Under ordinary circumstances, I would have no difficulty hearing that he's interested in the flesh if, for instance, he was confined to holy marriage. But apparently, he's no longer confined to holy marriage, and he's still worldly. I don't want to get into the sinful aspect of worldliness, and I don't want to judge anybody, but it's been brought to my attention that he's now using what is the sexually stimulating drugs that people are using these days. What is it called?
They have quite a bit. They have a number of drugs.
Don't name too many. Name one that is current.
The most popular one among men for that age is Cialis.
Cialis?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't seen Alice in a long time. Can you find another? Can you find another word? What's the other comment?
And then, of course, they got Viagra.
Viagra. Now, it's been drawn to my attention.
Careful of that now, that's give you a heart attack.
Okay.
You got to be in good condition to take Viagra.
Really?
Yeah.
So how was it when you take it?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, at your age, you have to be in good condition to be a user of...
I just want you to know that I'm
Viagra has a lot of vim, vigor, and vitality.
Really? Well, I'm on my way to heaven.
Triple Z.
So I leave Viagra for those who want...
Viagra got a big V.
So it's been drawn to my attention that this 74-year-old citizen, he is taking Viagra, and people are very upset because they cannot figure out, one, where he's getting Viagra from, And
Why you getting in a man business, man?
I'm not getting in any man's business. Did you hear me call the man? I never called the man. I'm discussing it because there could be other wonderful citizens who's dealing with Viagra. I want people to know that Viagra is very sinful. Okay, so that's the first thing. Leave Viagra, for she is sinful. The next step is Viagra, I'm advised, can stimulate your heart. Okay? And of course, it can lead to sudden situation. Kimunsa. Right? And so I want to say to people that you have to leave Viagra alone. And his family has claimed that his defense is he don't take that much. And apparently what he does is, the family say he has this razor, and he would take the Viagra and he would just scrape little tiny bits, and then he will take that. Okay? If you think you must take Viagra, you should go to see the government doctor and ask them.
Keys for your car.
What's the problem again? When I'm on TV, I want you all to leave me alone, okay? What you want from me? What do you want? It's amazing. I'm talking about Viagra. You need these keys here? This is what they do to me.
What's that, Shadi?
All right?
What you need?
Mes amis, ouvrez ça. Voilà. Merci. Folks, it's action. My show is full of drama and excitement. What else y'all want? Okay? Okay, this is great. So, as I was saying, I want people to know that many families are concerned over the fact that there's a lot of senior men who is taking Viagra. I call on the government to declare Viagra unlawful. Okay? At least it should be unlawful for men over 60. Okay? So I call on men, drop your Viagra alone, leave Viagra, and the government should declare it unlawful, and doctors should not be selling Viagra. Okay? Because there are many people who have perished as a result of Viagra. I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't want to miss and say things that I should not say. So I declare Viagra as being sinful, and I call on citizens, if you think you must have Viagra, go and see your doctor, all right? And leave that alone. Do you wish to comment any further on Viagra?
No, but I'm getting some information that apparently fentanyl has been so devastating in a lot of U.S. cities that it's turned a lot of its citizens into zombies.
You become a zombie?
Yeah.
Really?
So obviously the drug has some very negative, devastating effects.
Tell me about it, my spiritual advisor.
I mean, I can't go any day. I don't know anything about the drug. I've heard a lot about it, but I don't get involved. I'm not interested in drugs.
But I was very concerned over the fact that you have associated zombie.
Yeah, fentanyl, yeah. It turns into a zombie.
A zombie.
So I guess you're spaced out, you're just walking around. I'm trying to figure out like what your frame of mind is, if you know where you are, if you know where you're walking or going to. So, for me, a zombie is just somebody who just walks straight and just, up
Do
and
you know
down
how
the
to
street.
do the zombie?
I mean, you can mimic it. I mean, seeing it on TV, but before we hit the end of the break, we can always get back to that. Now, I'm understanding that it has been reported that a witness today in the trial of Agent Gibson may have collapsed in the court. Have you heard that?
Go ahead, my spiritual advisor, speak.
I'm just saying that the witness fainted or something of that nature. That's a major concern there. I'm just hoping that that person is okay. If it is who I'm thinking it is, I'm just hoping and praying that she is okay. I don't know the circumstances around it, what may have caused her to lose consciousness, but they're saying that she did, in fact, pass out in the car today. Wow.
Now, when
that's just so
she
unfortunate.
is alleged to have passed out, where was she standing? or sitting?
Sandra, I'm not about to be cross-examined by you. I'm just following a story.
Miss
That's
Rachel.
all I know. I cannot say anything else. That is all I know. When we go on the break, you can read the story for yourself, so you can,
Yeah,
because
well,
I can't answer the question.
All I'm saying is,
Sandra,
I
can't.
hear you. That
Okay.
doesn't stop me from being rhetorical. If you are in court and you're testifying or about to testify, if you plan to fall out, you shouldn't
What do you
fall
even plan to follow? Man, come on, man.
Goodness of mercy.
You're trying to say that that was an act?
I'm not talking about your story.
Okay. You're just talking in
If
general.
you are testifying, right, and you plan to fall out,
God, what is
there are
this?
certain places in the court that you should not fall out. If you're going to fall out, you should fall out from the witness stand. That is where you followed from. You go into the witness stand, you're sworn in, then as you're testifying, depending on what counsel for
asking,
the
yeah.
office of the Attorney General puts to you, and or counsel for the defense, you may then decide you will fall out.
That's an excuse not to answer.
No, I've never said that. Why are you adding things that I've not said? I said if you decide you can fall out.
How could you decide to follow Sandra?
Well, we had a woman who testified in the Supreme Court. She decided she was going to fall out when the lawyer got up and started putting
what is
things
this?
up. And when he said,
Oh, God.
I'll come back, when I come back, I will tell you how a leading lawyer, he put something to the woman, and what the woman tells the judge he was trying to do to her. This is freedom march. God save the king. It's falling out in the Supreme Court. Drama and excitement. I'll be right back. Hold on, everybody. God save the king. It's powerful.
This is powerful.
We on lockdown, just like before, Every other weekend, lockdown some more, Freedom March, Rodney Moncur, about to do his thing and address the country concerns. Lockdown, baby, lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby, with Rodney Moncur. Lockdown, baby,
This is powerful.
lockdown, baby.
Father Toe is nothing new word. In the mainland, there's been a research. We have to lock the country down. Tourism is important, but not now. Problems in America. Keep the tourists out of town. Keep the hotels locked down. Cause COVID-19 don't mess around.
Lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby. With Rodney Moncur. Lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby.
Marcus, come here. Don't you know it's lockdown time? Get out of here. Booyaka!
This is powerful.
We on lockdown, just like before, Every other weekend, lockdown some more, Freedom March, Rodney Moncur, about to do his thing and address the country concerns. Lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby. With Rodney Moncur. Lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby.
Father Toe is nothing new word. In the mainland, there's been a research. We have to lock
out of town. Keep the hotels locked down. Cause COVID-19 don't mess around.
Lockdown, baby, lockdown, baby.
This is powerful.
Lockdown, baby, with Rodney Monker. Lockdown, baby,
This is powerful.
lockdown, baby.
Honest, come here. Don't you know it's lockdown time? Get out of here. Booyaka!
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Rodney Roll is my spiritual advisor, and this is an exciting days when you hear all sorts of reports coming from the Supreme Court. There are times when you have to run back to the newsroom and make sure you got all the facts tied up. Probably it's birthday time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is birthday
Let's
time.
do the birthday quickly.
Let's see what we have
Yeah.
here today. Nothing much, just one birthday.
Okay, that's
as
great.
far as I can see.
Yeah.
We want to wish a happy birthday to Nikita Austin. It's coming from your colleagues at UB, especially Claire and Tuna, Kim, and Doc. Have an awesome day, Nikita Austin. So, happy birthday. That's the only one I think I have. I don't know if you have any more, Sam.
No, all I want to do is wish every person on the island of New Providence and in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas a happy, happy birthday and a happy, happy birthday. I think it's powerful.
Yep, it is
Yes.
indeed.
So the Adrian Gibson trial is taking place in the Supreme Court, as you are aware. Adrian Gibson is the Free National Movement Member of Parliament for Long Island. He's the former executive chairman of the Water and Sewerage Corporation of the Bahamas, and he finds himself in this case in which he and a number of Negro citizens, including one of his campaign generals, they're all charged. And of course, among the charges, many charges, is money laundering. So the prosecution is attempting to marshal the evidence against Mr. Gibson and his colleagues. Among them is the former general manager of the Water and Sewerage Corporation, Elbert Donaldson Jr. And so there has been some evidence being led in the Supreme Court. And at one point, the former Progressive Liberal Party State Minister for Legal Affairs, that's Damian Gomez, who's now the lawyer for Adrian Gibson. He was cross-examining Miss, what's her name? Minez Sherman, and he was cross-examining her, to which he had put to her, as they discussed, whether or not she had requested to be moved from the office she was being held. She was holding, because there was this dispute as to whether or not she should pay certain monies, which she was reluctant to pay. And of course, Damian Gomez apparently suggested that he shall produce the email. He appears not to have had the email at the point that he suggested to her that she had sent this email, to which she appears to have denied. So apparently when Mr. Gibson suggested that he can produce it, but he didn't have it, she then collapsed, and of course they had to send for the ambulance. So that's a wonderful piece of excitement taking place in this corruption trial. This is the way I love cases to be tried. You have a good case, there must be excitement, there must be good evidence, there must be drama. And in the drama, law is being argued when the law has a physical effect on the person. You see, if you are prosecuting and or defending a person, your arguments must be so strong that what in effect happens is you have a physical effect on the witness. Now, how do you demonstrate if you're having a very good, strong, positive, physical effect on the witness? There are a number of things that is supposed to happen. For instance, goosebump should appear. The hair on their skin should rise. Their pressure must rise. And then, of course, if it is a good blow, Mama would call it a B blow. You know, be like for bitch. If it's that kind of blow, then the person is supposed to collapse. And then you would have known this was a wonderful, wonderful day. It's a day of drama, it's a day of excitement, it's a day of arguing the law. So it was a fantastic day in our courts, and these are the cases that I enjoy most when I go to court. Sit down, watch counsel, and see whether or not counsel is going to have a physical, you see, the greatest impact doing a trial, either for the prosecution or the defense, is when your arguments are so strong that goosebump, here, blood pressure goes up. You know, I remember there was a case, they had to give the person mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. She was a beautiful witness. I always was suspicious of that lawyer, the way he threw his mouth over her mouth, saying he given her a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. It really looked to me like he was kissing her. So that's the kind of cases that is great. So that is what is taking place in our country. So it's a great day. The wheel of justice, slowing, full of drama, full of excitement, and it's a good lesson. So that's what's going on in our courts, all right? It reminded me many years ago when a senior citizen was testifying, and there was this young lawyer. He had just come from London. He was London trained, London educated. His wigs, they were brand new wigs he was wearing, and he had a brand new robe, and he was full of swag. And when he cornered that old woman and he began to put it to her, she sucked her teeth and she turned to the English judge and said, "Judge, to your honor, this little boy, you see what he doing to me? He trying to put it to me. And if you don't tell him to stop putting this to me, I'm going to slap him." The judge took off his shades and said, "Young man, please stop putting it to her." But she was very offended, because you know the judge, the lawyers will say, "I put it to you that you're lying. I put it to you that you're not speaking the truth." And all he was doing was putting it to her. And when she saw how much time he was putting it to her, she got so angry. And she told the white English judge. And the judge took off his shades, looked at the elderly woman and turned to the young lawyer and said, "Listen, would you please stop putting these things to this woman?" Because she thought he was very, very respectful. So ever since I heard her testify that, whenever I go to court and they start talking about they can put something to me, I tell them right up there, you ain't putting nothing to me. So it's beautiful, the culture of the country, the makeup of our people. It's beautiful. So that is what is going on at this point. What's on your mind, my spiritual advisor?
You didn't ask the obvious question.
What is it?
How is she doing? It's amazing, eh? It says something about us as a people.
Okay.
That we're caught up so much in the fiasco and the whatever you call it in the case, that we forget to be humane. in that she collapsed in the court, and you wouldn't even find out what is her condition.
My spiritual advisor.
Boy, I tell you.
Why are you blaming me for that?
It's something
Who
else. No,
should-
but you
who should I
went to
ask?
find out all the whatever it is you needed to find out.
I had
Hey,
to make sure that you were
but
not.
you forget this
I had
one
to make sure you
most
were not
important
in
thing.
contempt of court.
You forgot this one important
Who
thing.
should I ask? The hospital administrator?
How is she doing?
The minister of health? Who should I ask?
Boy, I tell you.
Huh?
It's amazing.
She lucky?
Anyhow,
Yeah. So she'll be back. Okay. She'll be back. It's great excitement.
it's probably stress.
Well, you know, court can always be stressful, particularly when the lawyers start putting things to you, you know. And Damien Gomez, I'm advised that when it comes to putting things to you, he's very good at putting things to people. You see? So that's what's going on. So it's good example. It's good drama. It's great excitement when these things are happening in a civil society. Okay, civil. It's peaceful. It's civil, and all he does is he put it to her, and take it from me. Damien know exactly how to put things to people. Okay, so that's what it is. What else, my spiritual advisor?
I don't know. I just have to check. I think they say today, I think some folks are reporting that the road traffic department may have halted its operations for today at the location here.
At the sports center?
Yeah, something went wrong.
Okay.
And I think they're advising those who were seeking to get car licenses renewed or driver's license, whatever it is, to go to the other outlets. I think there's one Carmichael and one Fort Charlotte. Now, what's going on with the Sports Center?
Well, I've not heard any news.
I'm hearing that's something that may have happened today at some point.
Okay.
What are they doing? Aren't they doing some? Aren't they not doing renovations or some of that nature?
There has been some renovation taking place there.
Okay, if anybody have any information on that, you can send it to my phone, please, so I could update Santa. 814-6096 is my number. I'm hearing that they are requesting those who want to renew their car licenses or have their cars inspected, that you cannot do it at the location here at the Sports Center, and they're asking you to go to Carmichael or Fort Charlotte, which no doubt is going to cause a lot of traffic issues at those two locations because they're not as, accommodating as the Sports Center is. So let's see what happens. Is this true? Do you have any information? Send it to my phone, please, 814-6096, and let me see what information I can get on that. But anyhow, Sandra, you can go ahead with your show.
Well, you think that was a crisis today?
Well, I don't know. I mean, normally when you pass there's quite a bit of people lined up to have their vehicles inspected, no doubt to be licensed as well. So it is accommodating. It's a very huge facility. The complex is huge. So, you can, 500 cars, it's no problem. But now to go to these two locations, one is Carmichael and I know Fort Charlotte is a problem.
Really?
Because the parking lot is not that big at all. No.
Okay.
The parking lot may do about 50 cars max, and then of course you have that bottleneck headed up. What do you call that hill? That slope that goes up near the Fort Charlotte. What do you call that road?
Well, all I call it is Fort Charlotte Road.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the real name.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All I know, it separates Clifford Park, right? Yeah.
Good evening. Road traffic closed. Rats in the building the size of 1 year. What? No, this can't be true.
Rats?
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't. No, I don't know that.
Really?
I don't think so. They're getting ready to strike. The building is run down and needs repairs. Is that the case? The driver's license machine at the sports center location is broken. Okay, I've heard that for a while, so yes, that could be true. Said the crane that was using must it's swing under control and some things was dropping from the roof. Oh, okay. You know, all kind of reports, yeah. We don't know if these are confirmed.
No.
All right, okay, so there was a release. Okay, thank you. Let me just read this quickly. For immediate release from the Ministry of Energy and Transport. The Ministry of Energy and Transport wishes to advise members of the public that services of the Road Traffic Department at the Thompson A. Robinson National Stadium has been suspended temporarily due to ongoing renovations. So, okay, renovations is the fact. Members of the public can visit the substations at Carmichael Road and Fort Charlotte to conduct business. The Ministry of Energy and Transport and the Road Traffic Department apologizes for any inconvenience caused. A further update will be provided. Okay, this was released the 25th of January 2024. Ministry of Energy and Transport, Ministry of Energy and Transport, Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. So that's the clarification on that. They're saying renovations. Okay, all right, good. So now we know. Thank you. Go ahead, Sandra.
Well, the former...
Oh, that street is called Marcus Bethel Way, Fort Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah, that's the correct
That's
name.
what it is. Yeah.
Marcus
Okay.
Bethel Way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, has been in the news, and Dr. Minnis is calling for the Progressive Liberal Party to hang murderers. So this is a new push.
He's on your side.
Pardon?
He's on your side.
This is a new push by the Free National Movement, where Dr. Minnis is saying that it's on the law. Dr. Minnis says
It's on the
too
books.
much murders, and he wants the PLP to deal with it. And he is demanding that the governing Progressive Liberal Party hang the murderers. So what do you think about Dr. Minnis's suggestion?
Is he serious or is he playing politics?
Well, on the face of it, he appears to be very, very serious.
Okay.
Perhaps he's still playing politics, but you know,
It's a good time to get a swing in, you know?
I think it's great
It's a good
that
time to get a blow at the PLB.
Dr. Minnis, who had been Prime Minister for just over 4 years, he never moved to hang one murderer, right? But face it, you can't blame Minnis. If he didn't hang anybody, and he got voted out of office, certainly he has a political duty to call on the governing Progressive Liberal Party
Well, you're good.
to hang.
You're good.
What you mean?
You're good.
What do you mean by that?
Get him, Sandra. Get
Yeah,
him.
he is correct. He is the former Prime Minister, and Dr. Minnis has a lot of sway in the country. He has a lot of influence. And if he didn't hang anybody, and he now realizes that murderers ought to be hanged, certainly he is
Well,
acting
you subtly.
lawfully by calling on the Davis administration to hang the murderers. He can't call on the FNM to do it because the
power no more.
FNM is no longer in power.
Oh, that's deep.
So-
Maybe he didn't have the challenges that the PLP now has with murders.
Please explain.
For the month of January, you got, what, 17 or 18 alone. Don't forget now, under his administration and the lockdowns, crime had went drastically down because the movement of people were controlled
Okay.
due to the pandemic. So we didn't have that much issue. So I guess for him, hanging was not an emergency because for 2 years or so, how long we were locked down? About 2 years maybe?
We've been locked down so long, I even can't
About
remember.
2 years. And so what happened is, like Marvin Dames did point it out, that the country had seen a reduction in criminal activity due to, you know, the lockdowns and the roadblocks and curfews, you know. So when you control or restrict movement at night, it seems as if you are able to somewhat control the crime.
Right.
I'm not suggesting anything, but that's what happened between 2020 and 2022. All right?
Okay.
So don't be making sport at minutes, man.
I'm not making a spot, I'm merely reporting the news. Today, in the Bainstown and Grandstown constituency, that would be in the area of Hospital Lane and South Street, members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Urban Renewal Section, they did a walkabout in that neighborhood in the aftermath of Sunday's execution of a Negro woman at that corner. And in fact, at that junction is where the government has one of its low-cost home complex. So the police was out in full force, moving about the community and reassuring the neighborhoods that the police is there with them for the overall run. So I thought we'll let you know that Urban Renewal and members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force did a wonderful tour and walkabout in that community this morning. Do you need urban renewal in your neighborhood, my spiritual advisor?
Yes, we could use some urban renewal.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You sure can. All right, so we're at the end of the segment. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Santa.
Anyway, folks, we'll be right back. When we return, we're going to open up the line, okay? Let's see what's on your mind. This is Freedom March. God save the King. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Law and order. It's time for a state of emergency. Let's lock down the country and let's arrest developers. Monica Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And of course, the breaking news has been that this morning, members of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union stormed the Paradise Island Bridge. The bridge, as you are aware, for Bahamians is called Sidney Poitier Bridge. And for those of us of Haitian descent, it is Sidney Poitier Bridge. And of course, the workers are demanding justice. Atlantis has been refusing to sit down and act in a very mature and responsible manner and give the workers their 8% increase. Atlantis has been making millions and millions of dollars, and notwithstanding the tremendous contribution of the Bahamian workers to that wonderful development, Atlantis' heart was like hog a heart. So the hotel union was joined by members of the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union, who has threatened to apply more pressure on the Atlantis resort, and of course one of the sister umbrella unions also joined in this beautiful struggle for economic justice. Meanwhile, we have not heard from the governing Progressive Liberal Party. You will recall, leading into the 2021 general election, the Progressive Liberal Party signed a memorandum of understanding with the trade union movement. The trade union movement has declared that the PLP is the party of the workers, and the PLP has pledged never to let the workers down. So these are some of the things that is happening in our country as the workers struggle for justice. Well, Bradley Roll, it's time to open the lines,
all right, but before,
and I do invite you to do so.
So before we do, let's do this quick late birthday and anniversary shout out. We got 27th wedding anniversary. Oh, so let's do this birthday shout out. Okay, so happy birthday goes to this young to Lakita Kalma. It's coming from her husband Ronaldo. The kids are Mari, Renea, and Rena, all of the family, friends, especially from the Shelley Panzer crew. We love you. Enjoy your special day. So happy birthday to Latika Kalma. Then we got a wedding anniversary, a 27th wedding anniversary. Greetings going to Christopher and Sandra Lewis is coming from family and friends, or children and grandchildren. So happy 27th wedding anniversary. We hope you live to enjoy many, many more. Okay, so the lines are open up. The numbers to call is 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. Call us. Don't forget, please, Mr. Producer, just tell our callers to please, we beg you, turn your radios, your TVs, turn them down, please, before you engage us, as we are struggling to hear you and then the feedback in the background, okay? So, let's take this first call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call, you're live. Caller, you there? 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. All right, let's try that again. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. Are you there? All right, so while we try to deal with that technical issue, we understand in Santa, it does seem as if the majority of the phone state that there's a rodent problem at the road traffic department.
A rodent problem?
Yeah, they say there's some rats as the size of puppies.
Really?
Yeah, from what I'm understanding.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how it got to that. It shouldn't have gotten to that stage, if that is the case. But that is something that has to be dealt with rather urgently, because rodents do spread diseases. So it's a very unhealthy and unsafe environment to work in. And then some of you have been criticized for eating at your desk and your stations during the day and dropping crumbs and stuff like that. And they're saying, what do you expect? But the thing is, how do the rodents get inside the... I know that's a crazy question. But anyhow, let's try this call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call, you're live. No? All right. So Sandra, have you heard that they have a rodent problem at the road traffic department?
No, I've not heard that there is a rodent problem at that area.
Okay.
I would have thought that if it did exist, when I took into consideration
You do go there.
the level of activities which is taking place by Munyoki Soti Sino, it should have already disappeared. Parce que vous connaissez Sino a mangé tout bagaille.
I don't know what I tell you. What is this? Anyhow.
No more calls? Hello?
No, just give me a second. We have a little, you know.
What are you having?
No, just let's continue with whatever
ahead.
as we.
Yes? My spiritual advisor.
Okay, yeah. So okay, thank you. So, God, that's a big rat. Is this at the road traffic
My
department?
spiritual advisor.
Oh,
Leave the propaganda alone.
man,
Find yourself a better issue.
that rat is huge,
and
man.
let's discuss it. Let me see the rat.
Let me send it to your phone.
This rat is not indigenous, so obviously it's a rat
man.
that they got off the internet,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is huge. All right. Anyhow, Sandra, let's see what else we could discuss in the meantime. Oh, wow. That is huge.
We get the rat, y'all. I look like a raccoon.
Okay. It's a real one. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. What you want to talk about?
I have to look at the papers, bad. This is supposed to be the call.
We'll talk about something else.
I'm sorry.
Let me give you a choice.
I'm sorry.
What you want to talk about?
I don't know, Sandra.
Huh?
To be honest with you, I haven't looked carefully at the... Oh! Now, we have a very interesting, well, a wealthy resident. Have you ever heard the name Joe Lewis? We got a call? Okay, so let's take this call then. Welcome to Freedom March. Call, you're live. What is that? Welcome to Freedom March. Call, you're live. Okay, so we lost that call. Let's try another call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call, you're live. Is the problem fixed? Okay, so call us, please. 323-7775. We sorted our technical issues. 323-7775 is the number to call. 6980775 and 6980776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Mundo.
So,
Yeah, you are well educated. I respect you. Now, what you said this afternoon, I lied.
talk softly.
You said that Benin are the prime minister, now you won't be able to do anything. You're very smart, Mr. Mundo. Thank you.
All right, take care, caller. 323-7775. 698-0775 and 69. We don't have any calls.
Talk about Joe Lewis.
But I read an article where he apparently in the United States pled guilty.
Who?
Joe Lewis.
Well, I want members of the public.
Inside trading.
But let's get this clear. I want members of the public not to confuse, because my maternal first cousin is Joe Lewis. And Joe Lewis, my maternal first cousin is Joseph Lewis.
Okay.
And I want members of the public to know that my first cousin has never been involved in any scandal. He's a decent Christian gentleman, and he is a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So if you all are talking about Joe Lewis, they are referring to the Caucasian Joe Lewis, the Joe Lewis who is in the back of Albany, and the Joe Lewis that Perry Christie failed to properly investigate. Here is Joe Lewis, who is involved in inside trading in the United States of America. Inside trading is a criminal offense. Yet, Mr. Christie represented Joe Lewis as a decent, responsible businessman, to the extent that we are advised that Joe Lewis is a major shareholder in Albany.
Okay, we had a call. Okay.
My God, I'm shocked to understand that Joe Lewis is in the United States doing inside trading. Certainly the Bahamas government should put him on the stop list and seize his assets. Go ahead.
It's going to be difficult though, because Joe Lewis is although he's a UK national, he's been in Bahamas since 1979.
Yeah, but he's
right?
been
So he's a
inside
resident,
trading
yeah.
in the United States.
And he has to pay
and you
$50 million.
cannot condone his
Absolutely,
crime.
absolutely.
If you argue that the Americans are our friends and allies, we have a duty to stand with the Americans against Joe Lewis.
Okay.
All right?
That's a tall order. Anyhow, welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Earl.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Manka.
Hello.
How you doing?
Listen, I am fine. How are you?
Right, good, man. This is your boy from up on top of Augusta Street Hill, a long time, years ago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, what I really wanted to tell you with the Inagua is they have defense force them out sick with COVID, right?
Yes.
And they have the Minister of Health, my boy, he announced it was only 1 and 11.
Oh, so he said it was...
And to leave the Inagua live empty. This way all of the guns and coke will come out in Inagua and go to the outer islands, and it'll come in Inagua. 4 defense force can't take care of Inagua, man.
Well, how many Defense Force officers are there?
It's about 13.
And
11 is sick.
okay, and
Your doctor make a good speech last night about that.
which one of my doctors?
Dwayne
Which one of my doctors?
Sands.
What did Dr. Sands say?
Dr. Sands say the Inagua is wide open right now. All of them defense force is sick. They should have pushed a lot more on there to keep the beat until that set get better.
Okay.
Because they have 5 to 10 days out before they could turn to the weight. And then the borders open, the ride can take place. He say and all of the guns and coke will be up and down on the Inagua to the outer islands and back and forward.
Are you suggesting to me that there is lots of coke?
Plenty coke and plenty gun there. One day when I see you personally, me and you'll talk.
Okay, well, I have been blessed to have a confidential meeting with the minister responsible for national security. That's the Honorable Wayne Monroe.
I will call.
and-
I will tell you about one or two people too. But down
Okay.
there, plenty gun there. They just sitting there. Let the gun stuff start to strip it, and this is a good time. Like we inside say, the place empty, so the guns are coming out. And
where's this
and
gun?
The coke are coming out.
Where's this gun and coke coming from?
Inagua, plenty.
Yeah, but how it get in Inagua?
Come from Haiti.
Haiti?
Yeah, come from Haiti.
Really?
They come from remember Republic, the other part of Haiti, and they go into Haiti, and that's how they be transporting all over the place. Man.
Okay, so there's a lot of Haitian boats coming into Inagua?
A boat just came in this week, they say.
Really? And it had coke?
Well, I would say that coke, but loaded.
Really?
Loaded with what?
That concentrates, man.
And it came from Haiti? I had to tell the Haitians to stop it.
Yeah.
Inagua, man.
Did you
Okay.
pass this information on to the police?
Well, I can pass it on to the police for, and they ain't doing nothing for me.
Oh,
Okay.
I
wow.
was talking to Mr. Bunker.
Talk to me, and so we can stop it because I don't
Yeah,
want.
okay.
Okay, you take good
All
care.
right.
All right.
I don't want the Haitians to
That's
bring
why we have
no
this problem
cocaine into Inagua. So to all of my people of Haiti, it is against the law to import unlawfully cocaine and guns into the Bahamas. If you think that you must import
Excuse me.
cocaine or gun, please apply to the Commissioner of Police for permission. Outside of that, it's against the law.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Very blessed and blessed. Good afternoon, Mr.
Ezekiel!
Advisor.
Ezekiel.
Yes, sir. I'd like to send out a shout to all the senior citizens around the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to the sick and to the short end, to those incarcerated, that every family in the hour of bereavement, that it has no sorrow that heaven cannot cure. And let us continue to pray for the male seeds of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and let us continue to pray for the ministers of the gospel. For when Zion travails, sons and daughters will be born into the kingdom. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, my people which are called by my name will humble themselves, and when Zion travails, sons and daughters will be born into the kingdom. And I'd like to send out a shout to everybody that knows Ezekiel. And his brother Job, and you have a blessed afternoon. God
Ezekiel, better known as Brother Job.
God
Ezekiel stands on the promised land.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. No? We don't need call center, so.
Well, my spiritual advisor, we are learning that the young man who was shot at the gas station in Pinewood Gardens across from the police station, it is being suggested that he was the wrong target.
Wow. Survived. Very, very fortunate.
Yeah, that is what we are learning.
And he suffered fractured skull.
Yeah, let's take this call. Hello,
Hi, Glasgow. How are you?
right here.
I'm trying to figure if I can speak with Mr. Monk, please, or I can leave my number for him to give me a message. I don't want to be any minutes on my phone to call the show.
Okay, mind you, I'm on the show live. You want to talk on TV, or you want to talk to me privately?
Yes, man.
Hello?
Over the phone, hang up.
No. Call me after the show then. Okay?
Hello?
Hello?
I can't nothing.
Speak. Hello? Yeah. So we are told that the young man was the unintended victim.
Yes, we
So
understand that.
that has been very tragic.
Yeah, he has a lot to give God thanks for. He survived. We hope he pulls through. He has a fractured skull.
Wow.
And once he is able to get well again, somebody needs to get to him and get the gospel to him, because his life was spared for a reason, no doubt. So it's very, very unfortunate it happened to him. But, you know, it says somewhat, you know, on the flip side of that, what's going on with our young people that how would you make a mistake like that, and that you wrongly identify somebody?
How did you, how
he have
did
on the
you
uniform?
get to be carrying out the illegal activities?
Yes.
See, to suggest
crazy.
that, yeah, you have to be careful what you're saying. To say that how you could make that mistake is to suggest that
It's okay to do it anyhow.
Yeah.
No, I'm not suggesting that.
right. So we have
But
to
the mere
say
fact that he's the wrong target. It's
if you
like, what's
did
going
not
on?
attempted to take the contract, you will never get the wrong target. So all we have to say to our people is we're not supposed to be engaged in those kind of activities.
Yeah. But
So that's the sad thing.
it's
about
scary
it.
though. It's very scary. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Monka.
Hello.
I'm Mr. Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Monka, I'm Wonder Woman then.
Woman, behold your leader.
Yes, I am calling because, Mr. Monka, every time you speak to the Haitians, you speak in Creole.
Yes.
But now you just was talking in Creole, letting the Haitian know not to bring guns and drugs inside.
Inagua.
How
Right.
come you didn't speak to them in Creole and let them know not to bring it?
You were not listening to me when I spoke under my voice. The spiritual advisor would have heard me talk under my voice. But I can say it. Tout le monde haïtien.
Please.
Pas vini na Inagua ak zam ak coquin là. Ça c'est illégalement si police la kembe ou wale na calabouche. How that sound, my dear?
Yes, Mr. Monka.
Yes, she understands.
I thank you.
Bastante Creole.
Ah, mes amis! M'a parlé en pile. Merci beaucoup. This is powerful.
All right, take care, caller.
My people.
323-7775. Yeah. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
We're fine.
Good. Good to speak to Mr. Monka.
Ça,
Ça passe?
mi pas connaît.
Kimoun.
Ou même.
Anyhow, Mr. Monka, listen to me. Those two people who you say died with drugs,
Yes.
where they die with the drugs?
In Grand Bahama.
Do you know what Hope Town is?
Hope Town is in Abaco.
So why you keep on saying Hope Town?
Because one also died from Hope Town. But two, Grand Bahama, one Hope Town.
But how that ain't been on the news?
I got this from the news.
Which news you get that from?
One of the Negro media.
Okay, I gotta look into that because that don't sound right to me.
Take it from me, it's from the Negro media, and I quoted the police officer, a female assistant commissioner of police assigned to Grand Bahama. Now, I'm not going to read her name unless I got it from the media.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mislead you.
Are you in Hope Town?
Okay?
Yeah, but I was just trying to say because then that's really sound funny there. But anyhow, since
Yeah.
you say so, we can leave it like that until I do my
Investigation
on that.
And I'll have you to know that my paternal parents are from Green Title Key.
Man, if I listen to you, you got family all about in Russia.
Well, I'm investigating because there is a Russian that people told me I favor.
Boy, I know one thing ain't two people favor like you.
Listen, everybody looks like me.
Yeah.
This is powerful.
So what about spiritual advisor?
He looks like me. We have similar eyes, nose, mouth, and hair.
You was blink like a lamplighter.
Well, that is true.
You don't blink like a lamplighter.
That is true. Yeah.
If you say 5 words, you blink 2 anytime.
That is true. Yeah.
So don't put yourself in your advisor.
I thank you.
Thank you
for
so
your
much,
kind
caller.
comments.
Thank you.
Do
Yeah,
well.
take care.
Yeah.
323-7775. No more calls because we're almost at the end of the show. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness.
But
me.
Joe Lewis, he's been fined $50 million.
Not my auntie's son.
Wow.
My first cousin, Joe Lewis, is an honorable member. He's law-abiding. He's a member of the 7 Days Adventist Church. And he even don't curse. Okay? So I just want people to get it mixed up. Because somebody called me just today, tell me they didn't know my cousin have all that kind of money. So I said, what you talking about?
6.2.
They say, you ain't see where he had to pay $50 million? I said, my first cousin? No, sir. He had to pay no $50 million because he never broke any laws of the United States of America. So I don't want nobody to talk nonsense, okay? My auntie's son is law-abiding. He don't do inside trading, okay? So I just want everybody to know that Joe Louis is the Englishman who is set up here in the Bahamas. And if he doesn't be careful, the Americans can seize Albany, okay? Anyway, we want folks to take good care. We want you to be safe. We want you to be law-abiding. It's very, very important. Let's be law-abiding. The police has been out in full force. There's been some wonderful saturation patrol. In Bainstown and Grandstown, the police did a powerful piece of walkabout. So let's work together.
What time?
And we have to... What's the problem?
You have a call waiting? How much more time do you have? Okay, welcome to Freedom March caller. I didn't recognize you.
Special advisor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Yes, ma'am, I'm fine.
Okay, you and Mr. Mango, y'all okay?
You're
Yes,
doing all
ma'am.
right. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Special advisor, I want you to do me a favor. I forget this. Tell me the book and the chapter of the Bible, the shortest verse that says Jesus wept.
John 11, John 11 and 35. Pardon me?
Jesus wept.
John 11 and 35.
Chapter where it says Jesus wept. The shortest verse in the Bible.
Repeat.
Okay, it's St. John, chapter 11.
Hold on, hold on to me. Let me write it down.
Okay.
Okay, John.
St. John,
Uh-huh.
chapter 11,
Okay.
and verse number 35.
Okay, thanks a lot, Special advisor.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, take care, bye-bye.
It's powerful.
Yeah, 323-7775 is the number to call. Oh, yeah, let's do that quickly before we end. We did miss that, so we want to send a happy birthday shout out. I think the name is Miss Julia Roll, is it? We send her a happy birthday. It's coming from all of her family and friends. She's one of the children them. Also
Happy
mom,
birthday, my
dad,
dear.
grandparents, aunts, and uncles also wishing her this birthday. So happy birthday to Julia Roll. We hope you enjoy your birthday, and young toddler, we hope you live to enjoy many, many more. All right, so yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
folks.
Until tomorrow.
Do well. Be safe. Give God thanks for life. All right? Be at peace with all mankind. Do well, everybody. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III, the entire royal family. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. If it's God's will, tomorrow we shall return. Do well, everybody. This is powerful.